Welcome to the Multiverse, everybody. My name is Jimmy, and Phase 4 in the Marvel Universe, well, it's jam-packed. And we thought over here at the Multiverse that we would go ahead and rank them from 10 all the way down to 1 by hype level of what we are most excited for. So you guys can give us your list in the comment section as well. Which movie or TV series are you the most hyped for in Phase 4? Drop a like, make sure you're subscribed with those notifications on, and let's get into it. Okay, at the bottom of the list, and that does not mean that it's not exciting, but somebody has to be last and somebody has to be first, right? And this may be the most mysterious of the whole list. What if? Now, this is a new series coming to Disney Plus in the summer of 2021, so it's still actually a long way out, and it will be an animated series of 23 episodes exploring possible timelines that could have happened if certain events and battles in the MCU had turned out differently, like the comic series of the same name. What If will feature the Watcher as the narrator, voiced by Jeffrey Wright, and it's also confirmed to feature all the MCU actors to be returning with their respective voices and characters. However, what's super interesting is when you look at what characters are confirmed to appear in the show. There's some interesting ones in the mix, like Taserface, Korg, Yondu, Thanos, Howard Stark, and it's unclear how serious or cheesy this series will be since it's animated and obviously not canon, but it will still be awesome to see just how differently the MCU could have turned out if certain things were tweaked a little bit throughout the timeline. There's also a little bit of confusion right now with the premiere date, as the website currently says summer 2021. But Disney stated back in April that the series would premiere during the first year of Disney Plus, which would mean winter of 2020 at the latest. But I'm sure we'll get some clarification on it soon. At number 9, Hawkeye. Now, Hawkeye's kind of had it rough with the Avengers series, often being either absent or underused during key battles, which honestly makes sense due to his lack of superpowers, but everybody loves him. The Archer's finally getting some love with his own series on the Disney Plus, currently set to release in 2021, with Jeremy Renner returning as the main character. Now, the story is set to take place after the events of the Avengers Endgame and will mainly circle around Hawkeye training a new hero named Kate Bishop, who is a member of the Young Avengers in the comics, and will presumably passing the title of Hawkeye to her. Now, Kate Bishop is reportedly yet to be cast, and it hasn't started shooting yet, but since it's not slated to release until the second half of 2021, well, Marvel has plenty of time. According to sources, the Hawkeye series is supposed to sit right between Thor: Love and Thunder in the MCU timeline, and that movie is set to release in November of 2021. So there's a bit of a wait for this one, but I'm excited for Hawkeye to finally get his own love. At number 8, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Spoiler alert. Endgame ended pretty interestingly for Falcon. Following Cap's death and him passing the mantle on to Falcon, fans have been speculating what this will mean for the Avengers and how Sam Wilson will transition to his new title, or if he'll take the new name at all. As for Bucky, it's going to be really interesting to see how he survives without Cap there to help him and watch the bond between the two heroes grow. In this new series, titled The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it is currently set to be the first original Marvel show on Disney Plus, and it's slated for an August 2020 premiere. The story will take place after the events of the Avengers Endgame, and both Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan are confirmed to be returning as the title characters. And recently, it was confirmed Emily Van Camp will also be returning as Sharon Carter, so she'll likely have a much larger role this time around than she has in the past. At number 7, ShangChi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This is a movie nobody saw coming. ShangChi actually has a pretty long history with the Marvel movies, despite the fact he's never appeared in one. Now, according to the stories, Stan Lee originally wanted to make a Shang-Chi movie with Brandon Lee playing the title character, but it never got off the ground. Then, in 2006, the character was listed alongside others for the initial Paramount Marvel film deal, although his movie never came to fruition. But thankfully, the possibility of a Shang-Chi movie was revisited in late 2018, and now we're finally going to get it with Simu Liu playing the title character. Little is known about the plot of The Legend of the Ten Rings, but we know it's slated for a February 2021 release, and the Mandarin is confirmed to be the movie's main villain. At number 6, a lot of people are excited for this one, especially with the teasers we've been getting. WandaVision. Now, one arc that has always been interesting throughout the MCU was the relationship between Wanda and Vision, and that was first really given screen time in Captain America: Civil War, then expanded upon in Infinity War, but since it was introduced pretty late in the MCU's timeline, we didn't get a whole lot of it. Now it seems we're going to be getting exactly that. WandaVision will focus on, of course, Wanda and Vision while exploring their relationship after the events of Avengers Endgame, while also diving into the origins of Scarlet Witch. Now, the series will reportedly be about 6 hours long in total, and both Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany are confirmed to be reprising their roles. Now, some other interesting details about the show include the fact that the adult version of Monica Rambeau will appear portrayed by Paris, and both Jimmy Woo and Darcy Lewis are confirmed to be returning as well, although the size of their roles are yet to be determined. WandaVision will be the second Marvel show to debut on Disney Plus and is set to premiere in early 2021. Cracking into the top 5, Black Widow. Fans have been asking for a dedicated Black Widow movie in the MCU for years, and it appears we're finally getting it. Black Widow will be the first movie of Phase 4, and development on the film goes all the way back to 2004 when Lionsgate was trying to get Black Widow as a movie off the ground, but due to Marvel getting the character movie rights back in 2006 for the MCU, it didn't work. According to reports, the movie will feature Scarlett Johansson, of course, returning as the main character in the story. Will take place in the year 2016 following the events of Captain America Civil War, where Natasha is forced to face her past. Now, this movie will supposedly wrap up Black Widow's story in the MCU and tie up all the loose ends before the series fully transitions into a new era, which will give some fans closure before moving on into Phase 4. Black Widow is set to release on May 1st of 2020, and filming is currently underway. At number 4, and this is one I am personally excited about, Loki. It's one of the big ones. Loki has been a fan favorite character ever since he was first introduced in the first Thor movie thanks to his fun personality and unpredictable nature. He's the anti-hero. Outside of the Thor movies and the first Avengers, Loki's screen time has been pretty limited, but we have some information about his upcoming Disney Plus show. He's reportedly going to have Rick and Morty writer Michael Waldron on script and serving as executive producer, and Tom Hiddleston will return, of course, as Loki. The 6-episode series will have Loki shape-shifting as different characters throughout human history and causing mischief in the series will reportedly take place in the year 2012, around the same time as the time travel segments of Avengers Endgame, which explains how Loki is still alive to have his own show. Now, Hiddleston also made it clear that Loki is not a good guy in the series, which will surely make things interesting. It's set to debut on Disney Plus in early 2021, but I also feel by the end of this series, he's going to be a good guy, and that is how Natalie Portman is going to get Mjolnir. At number 3, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This is going to be interesting. Now, Doctor Strange hasn't had nearly as much screen time as other characters in the MCU. There's no denying that he's left an insane impact on the storyline. The first Doctor Strange movie was very good, and of course, there's going to be a sequel. So far, Scott Derrickson is confirmed to be directing, and Benedict Cumberbatch and Benedict Wong are confirmed to be returning for the sequel, and Elizabeth Olsen will be returning as Scarlet Witch since this movie's story will closely tie in with WandaVision. But what's really interesting is the fact that the cast described this movie as the first horror film in the MCU. Marvel also confirmed that this movie will be the first MCU film to directly tie in with one of the TV shows, implying that the 3 movies before it will be their own contained stories. Now, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is set to release on May 7th of 2021, which is a couple months after the release of WandaVision. At number 2, The Eternals. This is big. The Eternals have been teased for a while now, and according to reports, there are multiple screenwriters interviewed for the movie back in 2018, but it took some time to lock in a crew that Marvel trusted. When it was finally said and done, the production was set to begin with Chloe Zhao directing, with Cersei as one of the main characters. Now, filming began in studio back in July, and on-location filming will reportedly begin in September of 2019 and wrap up in January with a top-tier cast including Angelina Jolie, Richard Madden, Kumail Nanjiani, and many, many more. Some people are a little concerned about this movie given the fact that it's been in production since early 2018, and most Marvel movies are usually a bit more time efficient than this, but it's a big one. The Eternals is currently set to release on November 6th of 2020 as the second film of Phase 4. And at number 1 for us, there was no doubt, Thor: Love and Thunder. This is a movie we're all excited for here at the Multiverse, especially given how Endgame wrapped up. Thor: Love and Thunder will be the 4th Thor movie in the MCU, will also be the final movie of Phase 4. Now, it's unclear how the Guardians of the Galaxy is going to fit into this story, as Thor set off with the Guardians, or the Asgardians, at the end of Endgame. But given the fact that Guardians 3 is reportedly in production, I think it's safe to assume this story will mainly focus in on Thor, with some background appearances from the Guardians. The new movie will feature Valkyrie in a more prominent role than before, and as this time's main storyline will be her searching for her queen, and Jane Foster will be returning and eventually become Mighty Thor. Now, this is going to be a good one because Waititi will be returning to direct the film, and Chris Hemsworth has signed on to a new contract with Marvel to continue playing Thor, and Natalie Portman returning to play Jane Foster. Thor: Love and Thunder is set to start filming in August of 2020 and will be released on November 5th, 2021, concluding the Phase 4 of the MCU. And there you have it. Those are our hype level breakdowns for what's coming up in Marvel. It is going to be a good Phase 4. You guys let us know where you agree, where you disagree. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the multiverse.